So today, for one of my interviewees, I decided to ask Kobe Capshaw, because he's a security guard, different types of questions about security. So if you want to introduce yourself and talk a bit, you can to start.
Yeah, sure. So, hey, my name is Kobe Capshaw, at Mr. Smiles a lot, and I am also a security officer, and I also do run my own marketing advertising business called Let's Talk Media LLC. But the reason he's asking me about security is because we're talking more about manual labor type questions, or I guess you could say being an essential worker.
Yeah. Being like different careers I'm interested in.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I've been a security officer for a year now, and it's retail security. And believe it or not, I really do like it a lot. It gets crazy. It can
Yeah.
be scary. I've dealt with a lot of crazy stuff, but I've always had this natural protective nature about me, and you've known that, and
Yeah, I see that.
my wife's always known that. So, yeah.
Okay. That's good. So maybe to start off, describe your job kind of in depth and maybe like to show like a good side of it and then also like maybe a not so good side of it of your job.
Okay, so I guess you could say, good side is knowing that I am protecting people who rely on me, who respect me, who like me being there, and who want me there. Um, it feels good knowing that I'm making a difference every day. Knowing that, I am helping protect them and making sure that no one tries to steal or panhandle or do any type of narcotics on the premises, anything of that kind of nature that is potentially harmful to others. Bad side is people stealing, people asking for money, homeless people doing narcotics or drinking some sort of substance of that type of
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
right. So, but the thing is that I guess you could say another bad side of it is it can be stress inducing because believe it or not, even just for retail, it's a grocery store. I have dealt with things like a police officer has, and that's actually why we have the authority, or as much jurisdiction and authority as police officers do. But we also have restrictions, which I like because I feel like it helps us stay balanced and make sure we don't take things too far. Like first, you have to ask a manager, like, "Hey, what do you want me to do first?" Before just jumping the gun and then taking things too far and basically maybe looking like a jarhead and making the company look bad and the store look bad. You know what I'm saying?
So you like the having the ability to do things if necessary, but like I need to check with someone first to make sure I have the go ahead.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's the thing is that I feel like, yes, have authority, but have balance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So is it kind of like this might not be the best example. Like the three branches of government like balance each other out. Like you can't do this until let the director or manager know, saying, "Hey, I think this person's doing this. Do I have the go ahead?"
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
And plus, that helps with you not looking like we're being discriminatory. Helps it make us look like we're not being prejudiced or honestly racist, and it helps us keep a level head. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting at.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, and I respect that honestly because I'm a nice guy. A long time ago, my friend asked me, "Who's the imposter self versus the real self?" And when he said imposter, he didn't mean that in a bad way. He meant that it's in who's Mr. Security Officer and who's Kobe. And I've said, well, I've learned how to mix the two together where I'm still my funny, silly, quippy, humor self and I'm a nice guy. But when it comes to getting serious, I can switch that on.
You know how to turn that on.
Right, but the problem is a lot of people don't know how to take off the guard belt, as they say at the end of the day. And then that's usually where, some, officers, not just, police or security, just in general, you know what I'm saying? That can lead them to maybe letting things get under the skin too much, and then they end up by taking things too far.
Okay.
So you gotta let those things go.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you know what I mean?
Because you don't want to. You can't. This is really a job where you can't let something happen in the morning. Let it take you into your job.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
And then, would you say like your job is, like obviously you're a security guard, but like, would you be interested to expand your like role, like working like at a Blues game as a security officer, other events as security guards, or would you like to just stay at where you're at?
You know, I've built up a good rapport. You know, I like where I'm at, but you know, I wouldn't mind doing that. I actually think at some point maybe it'd be fun if I find like maybe a weekend bouncer job at like a club or something, or maybe like a bar. I don't know. You know,
Like as a side thing, cause like
yeah, maybe. I mean, you know,
something you'd like to explore potentially down the road.
yeah. I would like to start doing maybe like, you know, furthering my education and legal work. Maybe do some kind of like subpoena or like surveillance work or something like that. You know, I could see if I can maybe start taking classes for that, you know, or something. That'd be kind of fun.
All right.
You know, yeah.
And is that your job? Is there like room to grow, like become like an assistant manager at your job, or like work your way up in your company?
Well, that's the thing is that I think we can work our way up, but I think it takes a lot of dedication to work.
It's a lot of dedication.
Yeah, so like I've been with them for a year. You know, I do show up on time. I mind my P's and Q's. You know, like I said, I'm not trying to brag, but people have let me know we like you. Like we're like, you know, thank you for being here. Like we respect that. Like, you know, thank you for serving. You know, not just customers. I mean, managers, employees. They've said things like that to me, and they've been really nice about it. And I can tell that they mean it. So I don't know. Like I think maybe if I talk to my managers, my bosses, I could be like, hey, there's no way you could like show me on how to like maybe work my way up, or maybe it could be like, hey, could you maybe help me out like to find classes to do subpoena work or surveillance work or something, and then maybe I could go like to the police academy where they train me, and then like, you know, maybe do the classes there or something. That'd be kind of fun.
So there's like room for growth if you want it, but it's also a job you can just kind of stay where you're at.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know exactly if there is growth 100%, but I can always ask.
Yeah, okay, so it's always good to ask.
Right.
Like, okay, that's good.
Yeah, because my boss is on the side, besides working security with us and like making sure you know operations go well and everything like that. You know, that's what they do on the side to, you know, for extra cash is subpoena and surveillance work. And I'm thinking, well, what if I ask them? Maybe I could do the same thing, but like make sure it's okay to.
Yeah, because that might also be your job's a good time commitment, and you want to have time for other things in your life if you decide to do like subpoena work.
Right, exactly.
Gosh, okay.
Or surveillance as well.
That just takes a lot of time.
Right. But, you know, of course, you know, I got a kid now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, obviously, you know, so it's like, I do actually appreciate the fact that I feel like my bosses on purpose are letting me only do the 8-hour shift because they're realizing they need time with my kid.
Yeah.
That's just a guess, and that's just a theory.
Yeah.
But I feel like they are, and if they are, I appreciate it a
Yeah,
lot.
that's good. That's good. That's always good to have a nice boss.
Yeah.
And, like, how do you know you're making a difference in your career? Like, what do you see, like, at your job or how you interact that you're like, you know, what I'm doing is making an impact? Like, how you have, like, you're kind of like a police officer, but, like, not at the same time with, like, your restrictions. Do you see that?
Right, because of the fact of what is the crazy of the stuff that I've dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to be professional, I'm not going to go into detail, you know, but with what I've dealt with, there's a reason I need to be there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what makes me feel good about it, is that, like, yeah, do I deal with crazy stuff? Yeah, do I deal with some scary situations? Of course I do.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that, you know, and, you know, again, not trying to say, like, oh, I'm all Mr. Tough Guy brag again, but this job really isn't for everyone. And it does take a special kind of mentality and, like, kind of oomph in you to do it. And I don't know, like, there have been times where I'm like, man, do I really want to keep doing this crazy stuff? Should I just walk away because, like, of all the stuff I deal with? But then again, I think of all the times, you know, like, of how it made me feel good knowing I was protecting other people. It made me feel good knowing that I'm not a hero, but, you know, I can't technically I guess save the day or whatever you want to say. Like, just help, like, letting them know, hey, I'm here to
help you.
Make sure that people aren't going to try to
Yeah, so you're there, be like, hey, I'm here to help you, not hurt you, kind of thing.
Yeah. And I'm here to help you and let you know that I'm not going to let others try to take what you guys work so hard for to make a living off of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, them being a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So is this like? So, like, you being there to help others, that gives other customers a better customer experience when they go there, like, they feel, like, protected kind of thing, or, like, they know something, like, the employees want to feel just as safe as customers, because they don't want to be working in a dangerous environment.
Yeah, because even when other panhandlers, or let's say, petty criminals who try to steal, even when they get irate and when they get loud and they get obnoxious and crazy in front of other customers, or when things like not get physical exactly, but they're yelling.
They're causing problems.
Right. I would rather, let me put it this way, I'd rather me and the managers be there and try to calm them down or get them out of the building, and rather than, me not be there and then them fly off the handle and see what they could really potentially do then.
Yeah, okay.
Because, sometimes, I don't even need to get physical. Sometimes I don't need to raise my voice. Sometimes I don't need to say, like I've said in my podcast before, you need to leave the store, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes my presence alone just, helps them calm down and think, you know what, maybe it's not worth getting, possibly detained and having the police called on me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think when, because you're obviously a bigger dude, do you think with, someone's, causing problems that they might see you and something clicks, this is not a good idea anymore, or what?
There's been times where that's happened.
That happens? Okay.
Where I'll just stand there, and I won't flex, but I'll just, stand there real solid and just kind of look at them, and they're
they kind of want to dip.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel you.
I'm not trying to, I'm just being honest.
No, I get that. That's cool.
Example, not too much detail to be professional.
Yeah.
There's this lady who was trying to steal. She had a cart, full of stuff. And then I thought when she got the handles, I thought she was going to ram it into one of my coworkers who was trying to help stop her. Mm-hmm. But as soon as I stepped in front and just stood there like this, she
got scared. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's a good example.
Okay.
Would
you say you get a thrill from this job?
Sometimes I do, but the thing is that I'm not action happy. Okay. I'm not looking for trouble.
Okay.
But if trouble's there, I will do it.
You want to step in and be like, hey, this is okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that, like I said, you can't be
trigger happy.
Yeah, you can't be trigger happy. You can't be a jerk about it. You can't be I'm looking out for someone to tackle, or you can't have that mentality.
Because you can't have that, because then that's when trouble arises even more.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's like they say, you attract the kind of energy and people that you from the energy that you give off yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever, here's the thing, whenever people come in and walk past me, the fact that they smile instead of, do this, because they can, just tell I have a friendly energy, that's a good thing, because they're like, oh, here's a guy who's nice, but I can tell, he
means business. If something happens, he's going to step in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And, yes, the martial arts, training and all the fighting I used to do back in my day, and the mastery of martial arts that I know, does help with the confidence of if something happens, because most security officers aren't trained. And in our training videos of the police academy, I saw people get really messed up by people who were unarmed, and they were, on some kind of narcotic, and they were just coming and swinging on the security officer and just bashing them in the face, and it was very bad. And I'm like, this is why I feel like, in my opinion, law enforcement, especially security, needs to be trained in hand-to-hand combat, even if it's just simple boxing.
Okay. Because anything that helps. So do you think
Yeah.
It should be required that everyone get some sort of boxing training or any training at all, mentally or the physical part, to do any aspect of your job?
I would feel like it would help. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that already not required?
No.
Oh.
The only thing that's required is whenever you do your classes, is you do your gun and safety course, safety course do your shooter's test, and then you do your baton test, which is literally just like stop, and you hit down and you hit up, and you do this, then you do that.
So theoretically, I could do your job tomorrow, but I couldn't carry like a taser or a gun or anything.
No, not until you went to the classes.
So you have to take certain classes to do your job.
Right.
Okay.
So it's basically a 4-day course, right? So the first 2 days are learning about the laws and everything like that, like what it takes to be a security officer. It's basically like police academy training, except it's a 4-day
just on
course.
on steroids.
Yeah. So 2 days. Yeah, exactly. So 2 days is just learning all about the laws and everything. Then the next 2 days is your Mason baton training. And then after that, every 6 months, you do your shooting range test or whatever. But first, it's a 2-day course of gun and safety, and then that same day you do a shooter's test. If you pass or whatever, then you get to be armed on duty on top of having mace baton, which I am, and then and then every year you take a drug test, obviously. And that's about it. But so you retest every 6 months. But that's so like now when you get that license for security, it's crazy. If it's like 4-day course and like you get all of that authority, like police officer. Yet you didn't have to go for like months and months of like police academy training. Like how's it possible? It's like it just depends on. I guess you could say what kind of jurisdiction your company has with the county. I guess in a way, if you want to say, like, I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. I mean, I'm still trying to like learn some of the laws more myself still, but so yeah.
So like, well, first off, I'm glad you expanded more on that because that kind of threw me off that I could just get your job today, but not have to go through any sort of training. I'm glad you expanded on that to start. That really helped me understand that, and I feel a lot more comfortable, I guess, knowing that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so. One thing I guess, like, to be a response, because some people feel like you, unlike a police officer kind of thing, you're only in control of your area. You can't go outside our house and arrest someone if you see someone doing something they... Okay,
so as soon as I clock out my jurisdiction...
You're... Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's really good, expanding on it so others can understand it. Okay.
Right.
And then I noticed in, like, the survey took... And I'm not sure if you were referring to, like, your security job or, like, seeing the things you see or, like, your marketing thing. What did you mean by, like, wilder audiences? Like, people you work with for your marketing job or security? Because if you're working in marketing, you might want to work with everyone because they kind of need your help, in a sense, to work with anyone.
I guess you could say a little bit of both. Okay. Right? So, like, I like being around the people that I'm protecting and, like, even if I see the same customers every day or, like, same managers, obviously the same workers, just expanding out and having a wider audience of, like, people knowing, like, hey, he's here to protect us and we rely on him. Like, that's always a good feeling. I guess you could say that's an example. Or, when it comes to my marketing and my advertising, that's why I market myself and advertise myself the way that I do. I run an honest business, I do advice videos. I do my workout videos, my martial arts training videos. I try to train, post up the videos where I train my clients. I do movie and video game reviews. I have my podcast on iTunes, and it goes also straight to my YouTube as well. I do my positive hashtag food for thought posts, things like that, as you see on my Instagram all the time. And I, I don't talk about politics. I don't go after anyone. I don't say anything controversial, and if I do, it's a comfort blanket just so people don't get mad at me. I say, hey, I know I try to keep my channel clean, and then, if I do say something kind of controversial, I say it in a way to where it's still professional and clean and not, yes, exactly.
Attacking.
Right.
Okay. That's good.
Like, when I had my podcast with my acting singing coach, Garrett, we talked about how, like, some police officers go beyond their jurisdictions, and how I, explain how some of them are honestly racist, because I've seen it, and there have been too many times in instances to where I know it's a true thing, but I said it in a way to where I wasn't attacking them.
Yeah, so you want...
I wasn't like,
So you want to say it in, and I know there's a better word, but you feel it's good to talk about controversies, but it's very important to say it in a respectful manner because everyone deserves that respectful thing.
Yeah.
To have respect, and you wouldn't feel happy in a way if people
We're talking like about me, bad.
yeah, you wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
So, but you're not scared of controversy, but it's important to talk about it in a certain context.
Right.
Okay.
So because then I followed up with saying like he asked me whatever I want to be a police officer, and I said honestly no because I only face half the stigma that they do. People don't look at me instantly like I'm prejudiced. People don't look at me instantly like they want to hurt me. I don't feel like they look at me instantly like they want to me.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And that helps like relieve a lot of stress of being in law enforcement because it can be scary.
Okay.
You know.
And so you think all of that has helped you so you can work with anyone because you can't control who comes into your store, and then you might interact with someone like, oh, I need a new marketing person. Can you please like help me out? That helps you to meet with people.
Yeah, but the thing is that like while I'm on duty, I'm not really allowed to hand out business cards.
No, I know, but like
I got in trouble for that one accident.
Oh no,
but they didn't really care.
No,
but I mean like people are just talking to me and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up like, so what else do you do? Or I'll be like,
because you can say I do this. Reach out to me kind of way, but like without getting in trouble with your bosses and stuff. You gotta find a fine. Okay, that's good.
Right, yeah.
And then, so I think that was really good expanding on that again, and so you can touch on your marketing thing. And then, so you enjoy what you do?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It is scary. It's stressing to think like every day. I don't know what's gonna happen.
But you feel rewarded seeing customers feeling protected. And then customers walking off feeling happy about their experience at your store and knowing you played a part in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was crazy. So like, I'd rather deal with the rude, crazy, angry customers than the criminal any day. Mm-hmm. Because at least, with the rude customers, you see, you see what's coming.
Yeah.
You know what they're there for. They're there to try to give you a bad time. But it's like, you know what?
And oftentimes something may have happened in their day.
Yeah. And it's also like, I'd rather you, do that than like, try to steal. But here's the other thing though too. I've also got to think of things from their perspective as well, as in maybe they're homeless for a reason. Mm-hmm. But there's a side that's like, I do feel bad for them, but then it's also like, well, if they continue to lead their life to be that way by continuing to have drug use or alcohol use, how sorry can you feel for them? And I know that sounds mean.
No, I know.
But it's like, this is 50-50. You gotta feel sorry for them at the same time. It's like, well, how... Sorry.
I got you.
No,
I think you're entitled to your own opinion. It's good to express it, but like what you said earlier, like being in a professional manner.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm not, when I've had to kick out drunk.
Yeah.
Intoxicated, sorry, I'm trying to say professional. Intoxicated.
No, you're fine.
Homeless people and things like that. Like, I do feel kind of bad because I'm like, they're drinking for a reason. They're not. Maybe like they're stealing for a reason. Like, do they get irate and belligerent sometimes? Yeah, but usually I get it back, and then when I do, I'm just like, I wonder what's
going on.
Versus being like, oh, this guy tried to,
I got you.
You can. So when I'm aggressive getting it back. Afterwards, I do feel bad, as in like I wonder what he's going through or she's going through.
But you're also kind of just doing your job.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I think, do you have any final thoughts to wrap everything up?
I guess what I could say to you and to everyone else out there is security or police work or law enforcement, anything you do where you're out in the public, especially if you're armed or unarmed or just anything in general, you've got... Please be careful.
That's always a good rule of thumb.
You've got to be. And the thing is that if you aren't law enforcement, this might sound crazy, but in my opinion, take some kind of martial art. Mm-hmm. Do some kind of boxing. Find a way to learn how to defend yourself, just in case something goes down. Or let's say that, like, I know I do security for the retail store that you work for, but your area doesn't have security because the police are right there, which is great. But the thing is that, let's say something goes down and the police can't get there in time, Well, what if you're able to sneak up on the guy and then learn how to do like a rear naked choke or something? That's helping more than you think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm getting at. Is like I don't know. This is my opinion, everyone. I'm just saying if you're if do martial arts, you know, learn how to defend yourself, and you know, I guess you could say for a little marketing side of it is don't fall for the fake marketers that have the marketing fake tunnel, as they say, where they're like, oh, read my book or, you know, watch my video or earn your business $30,000. You know, I don't have any proof or algorithm to show you, as opposed to you see me.
Just raw.
Yeah.
Like just growing on your own. Because in the end, it's also a lot better and the satisfaction is far greater.
Yeah, exactly. You know, as you see, like, the way I market myself is, like, well, as we already talked about, and as you see on my social media, it's very honest. And, like, I'm surprised more people don't want to do work with me because of the fact of how honest it is, and they know I'm not going to try to, you know, pull the, what's it called, the wool over their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And then they might not like that because they just want to get rich kind of quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. You know, as opposed to where you see, I actually take screenshots of like, oh, how my business page is doing, how what the outreach is,
see that growth,
or like algorithm, or like, you know, you see like, and I do an advice video, be like, oh, this got many views, thanks a lot, appreciate it, blah blah. So that's what I'm basically getting at. So my ending thoughts is stay safe, no matter what kind of job or occupation you have. If you really want to stay safe, learn some kind of martial art, learn how to defend yourself, and I guess if you want to have a business development manager who could honestly help you bring your business back to where you might want it to be, I guess I could help you out in some way or in a way that
always wanting to help people. Yeah,
exactly. And even if it's just like talking like this, interviews, even if it's just doing the podcast, whatever. Like, I just what I'm trying to do is like, you know, let people get their name out there of who they are from point A to point B and, like, what they love to do and stuff. Yeah. You know, so yeah.
Because there's also more than what meets the eye, like, based on... That's not good to assume anything about anyone.
Yeah, so that's the thing is that, yes, my business is very business-oriented, but it's also more fun. It's more social media-wise. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm marketing myself differently. Like, it's not always all just about business. It's about talking to people, getting my name out there, giving my advice, getting them to know me and letting me know them, things of that nature.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's also important, and I think everyone could use that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thank you, Kobe Capshaw, for your time.
All right.
And have a good day, and thank you guys for watching.
All right. See you guys later.